the music thing comes right up from, you know, there, and it's like something traditionally that gets passed down by blood, really. It's always in you. So, and you talk about your kids, hopefully they don't get to music, but naturally, and maybe not just your kids, maybe nephews and nieces, but is the music in them? Do you see it?
Yes, I see it. I see how much they love music. They try to show off to me all the time. I'm just really trying to let them know that it's not what you see on the video. You know, the videos are a big misrepresentation of music. You know, visual, and which is kind of why I shun away a lot. I'll watch somebody's video, but it never is talking about what you're hearing. You know, they paint a totally different picture. You know, I remember, was it in like the 90s? The guy with Aaron Hall put out a song. It was like, I miss you, na 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 na. And I was sitting over there and listening and watching the video, and the guy dies. And I'm like, what does that have to do with this? Why does this guy have to die? So anyway, I'm just like, oh. So I kind of, you know, visual kind of like, you know, I like doing music videos with other artists.
Yeah.
But just mine, I'm just like, oh. I'm like, the story has to go exactly like this.
Yeah.
You know, like, so that's where I kind of like step away on trying to show, like with my kids, you know, it's not what you think is going on. You know, not everybody's got the big bottle of champagne, and that's not music, you know, it's far away from music, you know. So that's kind of the reason why I just hope they get the essence of what this is all about. And
to go to culture, Fijian Tongan, am I right?
Correct.
But growing up in Hawaii, were you still able to connect to your cultural roots?
Absolutely. I've spoken fluent Fijian
Wow.
to this day, from the day I was born. Thanks to my grandfather, who I love dearly, who taught me a lot about our culture, our ways, and instilling in me the importance of my last name. I took on his last name. This is my mother's father, so I'm grateful that he adopted me as his son, and me and my younger brother. So I'm really grateful for that. It was a great gesture for a lost soul.
Right. And you being that proud of being Fijian, is that where calling your artist name Fiji sprung from?
I wanted Fiji to get the credit.
Right.
And I can just be George. So every time they cheer for my music, they're cheering for my country.
Wow. So it was always a bigger picture than just you.
Yeah. I'm no one to call myself Fiji, but I call my music Fiji.
Yeah. So what are your connections to the other Pacific Islands, and what took your family to Hawaii?
Yeah. The first one is I was born in Fiji. As I grew up, I have Tongan on both my mom and my dad's side, and specifically Vava'u. And the Samoan in my family is my mother's oldest sister, the husband. His name is Paul Stevens. That's who really molded me musically. Even though he was in Fiji, you know, he ruled with an iron fist, the Samoan way. You know, so that's kind of one of the, you know, my connection to Samoa. And as I came to America, to Hawaii and to California, the first group of islanders that really embraced me was the Samoan people, and we've been loyal ever since. You know, even Fiji took a while to come to support. You know, now it's amazing because we see a lot of Fijians that really, because I think they misinterpreted me, and I forgive them. Some of the guys, you know, they thought I was calling myself Fiji to be arrogant or whatever, but it's okay, you know. You know, I do free promotional for tourism for Fiji. So It's okay. You'll be okay.
He'll help you out.
Yeah.
Hug it out.
So that was my connection then, and Hawaii is very unique to my life because Hawaii actually developed the artist. It was a training ground for me to become the artist that I can be. You know, they had this very, you know, solid industry that was just flourishing. It was the Jawaiian movement. It was making $30 to $50 million a year, just Jawaiian music. No, not even Hawaiian music, not even any other music. And it was just booming, and everybody was just on this thing. And it was reggae and Hawaiian, you know, mixed together. So that's how I connect to Hawaii. Like they really were very free spirited, you know. At first they were like, you know, who are you? You know, but you know, it was always love, and their love is what sustained me throughout my career. I've always believed that we really don't need the mainstream. You know, we are big enough in numbers. You know, right here in the beautiful Pacific Ocean, to support ourselves, to support each other, and to create a wonderful musical, you know, conglomerate for the generations to come. We just got to bring it all together and continue to support one another, you know. The problem with that we've had over the years is one guy gets up there and the other guy pulls him down. You know, they call it in Hawaii the alma crab syndrome, you know. They just keep pulling each other and nobody, you know. It's like king of the mountain. I'm king right now. You know, it's like, no, we all can elevate together, you know, and spread the aloha, you know, the aloha spirit.
So really you're just a big bowl of island fruit salad.
Yeah.
Mixed together with a hint of PNG and
I think there's so much to love about ourselves. There's no reason to love any other culture.
Yeah.
I think there's enough about ourselves that should be appreciated and should continue, you know, to make us who we are. You know, every sport is realizing that Pacific Islanders are a force to be reckoned with.
So I missed One Love this year, but I hear that you opened with the Fijian Influence.
Right.
Is it important to you to pay homage to your Fijian culture on stage?
It is the most important thing, because it brings the ancestors in, and it opens the way for you. Music is a spiritual process, and if you're coming to show the difference between you and other artists, you must represent your culture. And you know, that's what will separate who we are, and at the same time, you know, signify a moment when people are enjoying music through your channel. You know, so that's why I start with the chant. The chant uplifts the spirit. If you listen to the chant, and in a live setting, you'll just hear people just scream for no reason. They have no idea why. They'll just be like, oh, ah! You know what I mean? And that's what it does to the soul. It opens it up, and then we come in, you know. And for that 45 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, you capture their attention, but you already solidified your presence to make you different from everybody else they're going to see that day.
And what is it that you love about performing on stage?
That's the one place that is sacred to me in my life. It's the one place where I can be as broken as possible and open and express myself to the fullest without stuttering. Allow a wonderful event to happen spiritually through me opening up to them and giving my all, and 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10 someone will get healed from it, because it took the music had to minister to me first before I can let it out. I had to go through a lot of the things that I sing about. So I went through quite a few encounters where people would just come up to me and say the most unbelievable, beautiful thing, you know, like, you saved my marriage. You know, you got me through a lot of hard times. And that's what that's for. And that's my purpose. That I'm done. I can die there. I can die right there. It's done. That's what it was all about, you know.
And does Pacific music help you out?
Yeah, Pacific music this is the way of the future. If we don't embrace our style of music, this music business is going to go to hell and freeze. Like, we're talking about nothing right now. I ain't got no type. Really? Seriously, we're doing all, you know, it's just, we need to return to substance and love and, you know.
Well, just to define it a little more, I guess, what is Pacific music to you?
It is a derivative of our language, culture, way of life. So when we sing, we actually come from a certain way of life. You know what I mean? So that's what Pacific music is to me. It represents us, our way, how we're sensitive to one another, how we're family oriented, how we always acknowledge one another. Those are the ways of our ancestors and how they had they were built on respect and you know, heavy responsibility. And that's kind of what I want. Like, we'll go out there, we'll entertain, you know, but at the end of the day, they know, wow, it's just different. Those Pacific guys, they're different. Those island artists, they've got a lot of love. It's genuine. It's not like this, you know, what's up, guy? You know, none of that. It's for real, like, you know. So that's kind of what Pacific Island music does. Like, we go with the representation of where we come from and the parents that gave us, or those that adopted us and gave us the culture and the way for us to perpetuate who we are in the future, you know, so that we always remain significant. This way of life, you know, the real way, you know, which is based on culture and language and, you know, Finwa and understanding, you know, everything about being indigenous, you know, and I don't think indigenous is even a good enough word. We're the natives of this, you know what I mean, of this beautiful place. So I think it's our responsibility to preserve it, and our music should be part of that vehicle to continue our way of life, you know, because we don't belong to the McDonald's drive-through, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know, no disrespect, but that's just not our food.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, so music can help bring us back to some of the, you know, the kina.
Yeah. Kaimoana. Let's say there's someone watching now that looks at Fiji and says, I want to do that. I want to be like Fiji. I want to inspire like he is, perform like he is. What advice do you give that person?
Be ready to work very hard. I mean very, very hard. It's hard work. But you're going to give a lot, you're going to get a little. But that little is worth all you're going to give, you know. It's worth it all. So be very serious and get better than me.
Wow. So what's your message? What's your big message?
Continue in passion, you know. Preserve yourself in love and know that you never know enough. There's so much more to know, and remain humble. And Always give the glory to Leatua, to God, and the Kalo.
Oh, was that in Fijian?
Mm-hmm.
How do you say it?
That's really the whole line.
Right.
But I said it in 3 languages. There you have it. I'm Triple H. There you have it, Triple H.
I thought you were going to do your Fijian chant.
Come on. I'm just trying to get my voice back.